Hey guys, Austin Keene,
Ben Hodgman.
and today's topic is oil. So we're gonna go through like the evolution of oil if we were to find oil in our backyards and how that would evolve. So let's just say the other day I was digging my backyard.
Because he's just digging.
Yeah, of course. So I just like to dig holes.
Yeah.
Just whatever.
Yeah.
So I'm digging a hole, and for some reason I have this huge excavator. So I'm digging this hole, and I find like this black gooey stuff. Turns out to be oil. So, hey, want to make some money. So, I have some people come in and put an oil derrick in my backyard. So there we go. I have an oil derrick in my backyard.
Because his place is zoned for that. He can just have oil derricks. Yeah.
And of course, I can just I have the money right off the bat to do that. Anyway, so I have this oil derrick put in, and all of a sudden I'm like pumping out all this oil, and I realize that I'm just getting completely ripped off by all these oil refineries.
Yeah.
So then I make the small refinery in my basement, and,
Yeah.
and then partially in my backyard, and
So then he starts refining his own oil into gasoline, and then so I come over his house and I'm like, "Whoa, dude, what do you got going on here?" And he's like, "Yo, I just found oil in my backyard, and now I'm refining it into gasoline." And I'm like, "Whoa, do you think I could find oil in my backyard?" And he's like, "Well, I don't know. Yeah, I guess you could."
well,
And
yeah, I mean, if I found oil in my backyard,
yeah.
it's a good chance. that
So
you're
then,
gonna
so
find
then
it in
I start
backyard.
digging for oil in my backyard, and I borrow his excavator that he apparently has, and I start digging my backyard. My parents don't care, and I find oil. So then I'm like, oh my god, dude, this is so cool. So then I started drilling for oil too, and then I refined my own oil, and then
I mean, the reason your parents don't care is because they found.
we found oil.
Like it's a good chance there's gonna be oil there.
Yeah, of
So
course.
so they allow you to do it.
In
And of course you can always fill it in. It's just dirt.
Yeah, and in my otherwise quiet neighborhood, you just hear loud sounds and drilling, and then, so then we get into like a competition because we're both drilling for oil on the Cape, and then we start like buying out properties on the Cape to keep drilling for oil,
Yeah.
and then we slowly encroach on each other's property, and then
And we just continue going with that.
yeah,
And now all of a sudden, the entire region of where we live is just it's just like a wasteland of oil derricks and refineries and just
yeah,
it's
it's turned
just-
into a desert.
right.
'Cause that's
And
the only word-
otherwise,
yeah.
vacation land and quiet, peaceful place to live is now just a pollution-ridden,
horrible place.
exactly with
Yeah.
it's just terrible to live there. So everybody moves out, but people are still making tons of money off of this oil, and
Yeah.
the people who used to live there who didn't want the oil, we bought their.
We bought their land.
We bought their
yeah,
land because
yeah.
they didn't want to live there anymore.
Yeah,
so
and then
here's the thing,
eventually-
we start with the oil things, and then it just keeps building to now what we're at now, and it's
And then
it's gotten to the point where
yeah.
nobody wants to live there. So now we're just easily getting these people's properties and just buying them from, and then we end up getting the entire region owned by us. So we don't even need the government to be there.
Yeah, so eventually
the state government
we
doesn't
just
even need to be
we
there.
just buy the land from the United States government, and we set up our own little government, and we don't have any emissions restrictions or anything like that. So then it's just there's a wall.
And the United States allows us to do this.
Yeah, the United States allows us to do this. of course.
Because we're paying this so
Yeah.
much money because of the oil that we're making.
Yeah, and then so there's this clear wall, and then it's clear on one side, and then it's just horribly polluted on the other side. And then the temperature raises 20 degrees over there because of all the greenhouse gases and stuff like that. And then the only way you can survive in this oil land is by having a gas mask on 24/7. And then I don't know. And then we stop expanding.
And then slowly we realize that there's probably more oil.
Yeah.
Further on.
Yeah.
Because if there's all this oil in this section, there's got to be more oil over there. So then we tear down the wall, and all these gases just come pouring out to the other side, and all those people around there don't want to live there anymore.
Yeah.
So then we start buying their house, and
But then-
slowly everywhere else, it's just pushing up, and it's just getting more and more populated over there.
Yeah, because
So-
we're displacing tons of people.
Exactly. So then we have all this land with all this oil that we're making, and
Yeah.
we're making tons of money.
Yeah.
Tons of money.
Yeah.
outrageous amounts of money that we're just like.
And then eventually the United States is like, whoa, man, they be taking all our land. So then they wage war on us because, we can't just be doing this. But since we're like oil magnates, we just have like
mercenary defenses out the wazoo, I suppose.
And then we have like mercenaries and stuff like that, like mercenary armies. It's like tons and tons, thousands and thousands
of people.
Hundreds
of thousands.
And then we wage war in the United States, which.
And these are the people that didn't necessarily want to live in that area, but
they still
if we
kind of want to stay
paid
there.
them, they would have been in the army for us.
Yeah.
So that's not like these people that are here with us have been there since the beginning. They're not. Yeah. They are the people from outside because the people from outside don't like us. So then they wage war on us and we easily defend them.
Yeah.
And then,
of course, we like easily defend from some military superpower.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because we're just
so
amazing
powerful.
like that.
Yeah.
So then we continue expanding with this oil.
Yeah.
And then it gets.
And then we like
the population
make oil
gets
guns.
so dense.
Yeah.
That even that, without their pollution and everything, just becomes so terrible with their living conditions that they end up inventing like these massive like spacecraft.
Yeah.
And they shoot into space, and then they go to a different planet. So
and then we start
Mars.
living on like Mars or something like that. Yeah.
So they take, so then we just take over the planet, and we're just refining tons of this oil, and just there's like for some reason nobody had found this oil before, and we're just there's oil everywhere, and we're just the entire planet is just. Terrible
polluted,
to live
terrible. It's like Venus almost,
I mean, it's just
really bad,
absolutely terrible.
So eventually, nobody can really live there anymore, and it's it's like all our fault. We just start drilling for oil everywhere.
By this point, everybody has left. Everybody, even like our army and everything.
Yeah.
Everybody has left.
Even we have left.
Even we have left, but we're still like pumping out the oil.
But we have so much. Yeah, we have so much money that we can build robots to maintain these places for us.
And these like pipelines that come and they like ship all the oil out to us.
Yeah.
So then we're in this other planet and we're getting the other planet has plenty of oil. So
of course,
So like even though Mars is like really cold,
Mars has oil. Believe me.
Even though it's cold there, there's plenty of oil from Earth to keep everybody warm. And then, as he said, there's oil there. So then we start drilling there.
Yeah.
For oil.
And then I guess the same thing would happen on Mars.
Yeah.
We just ruined
basically.
it. Yeah.
And then it just keeps continuing from there. And
so you better hope we don't find oil in our backyard.
It's the end of humanity.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching, guys. That's the evolution of oil.
See you next week.
Backyard.